Yo, what is up there, guys? The Wiz back at it again with another Kingdom Hearts discussion video right here, right now. So let's get right to it. Remember the good old days when Keyblades were such a rare thing? But nowadays it seems like everybody gets one. So today I thought we'd talk about your boy Aiza and what are the chances of him getting his very own Keyblade. Right now, Aiza is finally freed from the organization and back with his best friend Lee, who are probably going to continue their search for Subject X. But is your man ready for such an adventure, or does he need his own Keyblade for the ride? Well, the way I see it, there are a couple questions, like one, does he deserve one, and does he even really need it? Well, let's talk about if he even deserves one. After all, he was part of Organization 13, but the same thing can be said about Lee. And look at him, he's a Keyblade wielder, but let's not forget the only reason Lee and Aiza even ended up in the situation they were in was to rescue Subject X. Pretty pure intentions, going out of their way to help a complete stranger they know absolutely nothing about. So they definitely started off with good hearts, but of course they both ended up in a sticky situation, becoming nobodies serving the organization, doing some pretty horrible things. But ironically enough, you could argue that Axel was way worse than Aiza. You know, Axel kidnapped Kairi, assassinated people in Castle Oblivion, almost burned his supposed best friend Roxas to a crisp. I mean, did you look at the floor, bro? That thing was like lava. And then you look at Aiza, who was a pretty cold dude, but didn't really do anything that crazy aside from, you know, getting Sora on his knees, playing with his emotions, also trying to keep Kairi and Naminé at bay. I would say that Axel definitely did worse, and yet he's still able to wield the Keyblade. Both characters, although fallen, have pretty much redeemed themselves in one way or another. Lee made the sacrifice playing Kingdom Hearts 2, he saved Queen Minnie, and he helped save Sora in Dream Drop Distance. Aiza in Kingdom Hearts 3 was essentially the new traitor. It was all his plan, helping Vexen with the replicas, and even during the Keyblade fight, you could see that he was trying to help Lee by dropping names to try and trigger some of Xion's memory. The only really big difference between Lee and Aiza, I would say, is that Aiza was a bit more stubborn, especially when it came to his feelings, which of course we later found out that he was jealous of the new relationships that Lee had formed. So does Aiza deserve one? Sure, why not? If Axel could get one, there's really no reason why Aiza couldn't get one, especially if it's going to be used to continue his adventure to find Subject X. Now, going to the question, does he even need one? Well, funny enough, looking at Axel, while yes, he does have a Keyblade, the fact that he's still able to go back and use his chakra arms, and he's still a lot better with them, and they're a lot more effective, makes me wonder why he even got a Keyblade to begin with, aside from being a fan favorite. Although I'm sure there's more to it, like Lee thought to himself getting a Keyblade would be the best way to get his friends back. Well, actually, Nomura did make note before that Lee needed a way to move between worlds as well, so there was no other way to do that than becoming a Keyblade wielder. So I'm gonna say Aiza realistically doesn't need one. He's a pretty powerful dude as is, but if a Keyblade will help with Aiza's search for Subject X, then yes, he might need one. Plus, it would be cool to see him with one, but is it necessary? Nah, seeing as how he'll most likely be with Axel the whole time, who would be able to open up gates because, you know, he has a Keyblade, there's no real reason for them both to have one, unless they get separated or something like that, then, you know, maybe Aiza does really need one. But also, seeing as how Aiza would stick out a lot compared to everyone else by not having a Keyblade, Nomura's probably gonna give him one. Not to mention, we'll probably get a new trio with Subject X, Aiza, and Lee. So again, Aiza would stick out being the only one without a Keyblade. I think it really comes down to how Aiza feels. I can see him wanting one as a way to prove to himself that his heart is just as strong as Lee, and he wants to do everything he can to find Subject X, and there's no better way to prove his resolve than by being able to wield a Keyblade. Or maybe it could be something of his jealousy that he doesn't want to fall behind Lee, and he decides to get a Keyblade. Or plot twist, maybe he won't get one because he feels that it's not necessary and he can just be a cool dude in the group that's like, nah, I don't need one of those things to be awesome. Or maybe he feel like it doesn't suit him that much. If Aiza does get one, I hope we actually see the process or see his reasons for getting one. Don't just have him come out of nowhere with a Keyblade in hand just for the sake of him having one, although that would make for a pretty good surprise factor, kind of like how Lee got his Keyblade revealed. So guys, that is basically it for this video. What can I say? I am looking forward to see what is in store for Aiza. Despite his more serious, straight to the point personality, Aiza really does have a big heart, and I'm sure he will do anything and everything to protect his friends. So guys, what I want to know in the comment section below is, Aiza, do you think he will get a Keyblade, or do you think he shouldn't get a Keyblade? So, you know, guys, leave all your comments in the comment section below, and if you like the video, make sure to give it a a big, massive thumbs up, as it helps me the channel out quite immensely. If you aren't already, follow me on my Twitter, same thing as my YouTube channel, which is Ed the Wiz. I am also on Instagram, which is MadSwag12345, where I post all the good stuff. So until next time, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and say, bye, pal. We'll see you soon.